Good morning, everyone. My name's Skyler Eckenrode.
And I'm Tim Hoffman, and this is Tim and Skinny in Bert's bed.
By the way, Bert, thanks for letting us use the studio. Real great place. The food you provided was solid. Really love it. Have a good weekend there at golf.
I also want to say I appreciate the outfit. I mean, I didn't have any clothes washed, so I got the hat and the pants and the glove. I really appreciate it.
There's something sticky back here on the bed. I don't know if that's from Tim or you, but you need to get that fixed because my hand literally stuck there for a solid 5 seconds.
All right, coming in at number 10 this week with another solid performance is Luke Smith. Luke, I really feel bad that you had to play Garrett this week. You put up a lot of points, but it's really going to be hard to beat Garrett's team this season, I feel. 0-2 now. Forte's not producing. You picked him like 5th or 6th overall. Not really producing, or 4th, I don't know, something like that. It's not producing for you. At a pick like that, you really should produce from that spot. Tom Brady really hurt you again. That's his back-to-back 9-point weeks for you. I know Cam's been hurt. You've been kind of on the edge about playing him. I think you need to put him in and get some more points out of your QB spot. And you're really lucky that Sproles was in your flex and put up 24 points.
That was a good
major help for you, and that was a smart play. Just wasn't enough to take down Garrett.
Coming in at number 9, we have my co-host, if you want to call him a host, Tim Hoffman, falling 2 spots, number 9. We might want to rename the money team to the IR team because now he's got 5 guys that are questionable or out. And last week he started, or first of all, he dropped Keenan Allen. Not really sure what that was about. He drafted him in like the 7th round. Dropped Keenan Allen for Allen Hurns. Started Allen Hurns over Sammy Watkins and Brandon Marshall, who combined scored, I think, 50 points more than Allen Hurns. He had 1 catch for like 10 yards or something like that. Terrible. That was a TBM, a total Burt move. Pretty bad there, Tim.
All right, coming in number 8, we have the Keebler. 2-0, but still you're going to get ranked number 8 because we still don't like your team. You still drafted a bunch of shit sippers. It didn't change from when you drafted them.
Over half the teams this week have had more points scored against them in this lone week than you have the entire season.
So, Key, what hurt you are your injuries. You had people getting hurt this week that hurt you, but somehow you still put out the win. I don't understand. I also don't understand why you played Danny Woodhead. Of all the people you could pick out there, I'd probably rather play Hearns than Woodhead just because Woodhead is just not the guy you want on your team. He's not a team player. Now, Jennings, that's another questionable decision from you. 0 points. What the fuck were you thinking? I don't know. And no, Sean Moreno got hurt. There's nothing you can do about that, but that's a big hurt for you. And finally, your 3rd pick in the draft in the 3rd round, you picked Seahawks defense, and they got you -1 points. That's not going to cut it, Keeb. That's not good enough for a 3rd round pick.
Coming in at number 7, we have our tumbleweed of the week, falling all the way from the top spot, Davey. Wow, rough week for you, kid. You make the trade to get Matty ice cold. You don't even start him. You play Jake Locker. Actually, you made the right call, but it doesn't matter. 12 points to 9 doesn't matter when you only score 53 points. Eddie Lacy and Chris Johnson and Alshon Jeffrey are not producing. It's hurting you big time. They got to turn it around, or this. You might take a very big tumble from the 2nd place finish last year. You traded Arian Foster and Aaron Rodgers. If you'd have had them, you'd have killed Keebler this week. They combined, they scored more than Keebler's team this week. So you traded away 2 pretty good guys. That's pretty un-Davey-like in my opinion. But hey, it's it's a young season yet. We'll see what happens.
All right, coming in number 6 is Tyler DePaffey. TD, you're 1-1 now. I really liked your team this week. You got 10 points plus out of both your 1 and 2 receivers and your 1 and 2 running backs. That's good numbers. I would have liked to see some 20s out of there, but you had some high teens. That's good. What hurt you, though, was your tight end and flex. So you really need to find good options to put in there, and that your team could be something special. I don't know what you're doing with your quarterback position. Russell Wilson is supposed to be really good. You drafted him pretty high, and he's putting up decent numbers, but not really what you're looking for in a quarterback. I really hope you do start Phillip Rivers because he's probably going to be the more viable option at this point. So I hope you get it turned around.
Big word there, Tim. Viable.
Thank you.
Woo!
Good, bud.
Good thing you bought that dictionary. Coming in at number 5, we have our studio host, Berticus. Berticus, you're in trouble. RG3 dislocates his ankle. Ryan Matthews, which I told you from the beginning, got hurt in week 2. AJ Green hurts his toe and decides to be a fucking big-ass pussy and not come back in on the first play of the game. Roddy White, now questionable. I hate to say I told you so, but I fucking told you so. I mean, your team, they should have been down there at Conemaugh Hospital, like I said in preseason rankings. You do have some stud tight ends in Julius Thomas and Antonio Gates. There's 1 and 2 right there. Very, very good tight ends. Your running backs are terrible. Rashad Jennings is your best option right now. That's pathetic. The Giants don't even want him running the ball for him, and they're 0-2. Maybe you should spend less time worrying about the golf club. Focus a little more of your time on fantasy football, or it's going to be a laughing stock of a season for you, Bert.
Coming in at number 4, another member of the golf club, and now the leading number in the golf club, we have Brent Bloom. Now, Brent, for once you're not sniffing your nose right up behind Bert's ass. Now you're in front of Bert, and I'm happy for you about that. This week, Foster and Gio really produced for you. I'm happy for you. That's 40 points right there combined with them. But your defense is weak. You need to keep an option in there that's going to get you steady points if you're going to want to win. Broncos did not produce this week. This week you were the leap of the week. I'm happy to say that for you. I'm glad you're getting up there. You jumped 4 spots this week. That's a huge number. Good for you.
Leap of the week. Congratulations, Brent.
You just remember, Brent, you picked up a lucky win against a very wounded team. That was like a baby was just crawling alongside a bridge, and you just came up and punted it off the edge of the bridge. So I just want you to know, don't expect wins like that all the time.
Yeah, you don't play Tim every week.
Exactly.
Coming in at number 3, Jarrett started the season pretty low in the rankings, making a climb up to the number 3 spot, up 2 from the previous week. Jarrett, the only thing wrong with you is your running backs get hurt more than you do. You had to start Justin Forsett and Darren McFadden this week. Wow, that's pretty bad. You still put up a solid effort. Your wide receivers are stellar. Calvin, Jordy Nelson, Andre Johnson, and Julian Edelman. You made some good pickups there. I'll give you that. No doubt about that. I might have bashed the Jordy Nelson pick, but I look like the idiot this week. So, good for you, Jarrett.
Before we move on, Garrett, I'd still want to let you know in front of everybody, I will take Doug Martin off your hands if you're willing to trade. I'll give you 4 of my out guys for next week for Doug Martin. All right, moving on to number 2 is my co-host over here, my other half, Skyler. He's 1-1 now. Is taking the number 2 spot. Rogers got a ton of points from this week. It really would have been nice to be on Davy's roster, but somehow he gets him out from under Davy. Looks like a genius this week with getting over 30 points with Rogers. Murray, that's another great pick. He's going to get lots of carries now. The Cowboys understand Romo can't throw the ball. They're going to have to try to run it, or else the game's going to be just a bunch of turnovers. So I feel like Murray's going to get a lot more carries, a lot more touchdowns, a lot more points for you. But again, I say it every week. Don't play Redskins players. Pierre Garçon, 1 point this week. What? I don't understand why you guys start Redskins players. They're not good. So just take them out of your lineup. And Marquise Colston, 0 points. It's a rare occasion, but it is something that hurts you. And I just said your kicker also got you 0 points. You're going to need to find somebody who can I can get Bert out there with his toe ball, knocking him in from 40 yards. So, you might want to sign him on your team.
I'd rather die. Coming in at number 1, Beto, going up 2 spots, leaping me. I think he actually spends all of his time in school pissing the kids off because they fucking hate him, and looking at fantasy football because he's making some good plays right now. AP's coming back. It's only going to make your team better. Can't hurt, that's for sure. The only thing I don't understand... The only thing I don't understand is playing Jermaine Gresham. Delaney Walker was out there. You saw what he did for Jared. Great pickup. So what the fuck were you thinking picking him up? But other than that, Beto, number 1 spot, 2-0, leading the Penny Pinchers division. Good for you. It's not going to last long because I can smell the finish line coming. So that's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed our rankings this week. Tune in next week. And Tim's going to sign off here eventually.
All right. Well, this is Tim off, but I'm signing off. You stay classy, San Diego.